Delaware 4, Rutgers 2, here at the Fred Rust Ice Arena in Newark for this ACHA Division I club hockey game between the Scarlet Knights and the home Blue Hens. Welcome back to Ustream Delaware's coverage of Delaware hockey. This is Michael Augsberger. Thanks for joining us again this evening. We're entering into the third period, and on the score sheet in that last period, Zucker took the lead to make it 3-2, and then Leskanik put the puck in the back of the net past Marcillo to make it 4-2 in that period. Delaware has outshot Rutgers 30-11. In that second period, it was 12-3. So as the game has progressed, the Blue Hens have been exerting more and more dominance on the ice. Tomorrow, these two teams will meet again in Piscataway at 3 o'clock, and Ustream Delaware will be there for the return fixture. And then later on this season, they will trade home and home games again to round out the 4-game season series between the two clubs. The rivalry goes back many years, and actually each of these two teams has a different reason for a rivalry this year. Each club boasts a brother from the same family. It's the Felice brothers who play for both teams. James for Rutgers and his brother Kevin for Delaware. James is the older one. He's a senior for the Scarlet Knights, and Kevin is the younger, the freshman for the Blue Hens. As Rutgers wins the draw to start the third period, Yazinchuk has it. He fires in a shot. A wrister from the near side half boards. It's gloved easily by Troiano. Troiano got the start tonight. He's 4-0 this season for the Blue Hens. And even though he started almost all the games last year, Stephen East, the sophomore, has come in, and they've been splitting time this year. Face off to his right, won by the Blue Hens. The shot comes in, gloved by Marcillo. The shot came from John Redgate off the left-handed wrister from the far side circle. And we'll get a stoppage in play. 19:39 to play in the final period of regulation. Delaware still with a 2-goal lead, 4-2. Face off to the right of Marcillo. Zucker fights for it there for the Blue Hens against Gnad. Finally, the Blue Hens win the draw. You can chalk that up for Delaware. Zucker has it. Zucker makes a move on Gnad in the slot, and it's deflected up into the glove of Marcillo, who just breadbaskets it for the stoppage. That only took a couple seconds off the clock. 19:26 to play. Gnad against Zucker will do it again. Far side circle, won by Zucker this time, but Gnad comes up with it, and Gnad has some help on the right side. Gnad opts for the left. He centers it, deflected in front by Fitch, never made it to Troiano. Deflected there by one of the Delaware players. Michael Redgate now drops it back into the slot for Zucker. He gets stripped from behind by Gnad. Gnad has Crenshaw in the center. He opts to just play it on the far side boards. Long pass out for Michael Redgate. He gains the zone and will dump it in as Delaware makes the change. It wraps around the near side circle. And now Felice, one of those brothers, passes out to Gnad in the middle. He loses it. Now picking up the rebound. Nifty with a nice move. His rebound shot saved again by Marcillo. 2 big saves to keep the Scarlet Knights in the game. Deflected. The shot came in from the near side circle. Deflected in front by Metzella, but shoved aside again by Marcillo. Back out into the neutral zone. Zidancic winds up. The shot goes way over the bar and wraps around all the way into the far side half boards. And now here comes Privitera. Privitera gains the zone behind the net, slaps at one of the Delaware players before Zidancic comes up with it. Zidancic passes here to Mullen. Felice hit very hard at the blue line. Centering pass. Marcillo makes the save. It was Metzella there on the doorstep. Felice keeps it in the zone. Freeman chips it to Niski. Niski at the half boards. He's hit there, and Rutgers tries to clear the puck. They do. Stickle watches it go past him into the zone. Delaware makes a change. Rutgers has control in the far side corner. 17:44 to go in regulation. Long skip pass here for Stickler. Stickle sends it in. Patterson meets it behind the boards. Behind the goal, I should say. He tries to backhand it up. It's picked up in the slot. Shot comes in. Rivera with the shot. Save made on the pad. And still, Troiano fighting to keep it out of the goal. And he does so. One of the Delaware players fell into the goal. And we get a stoppage in play as Troiano covers up. They teach the referee, if you can't see the puck, you have to stop play. And that's exactly what our referee did. Face-off will come to Troiano's right. 17:24 to play in regulation. Delaware at 7-1. Rutgers wins the draw. They're at 3-3 on the season. Mullen now gains the zone. Mullen fires in the wrist. The rebound was juicy for a second, but Rutgers picks it up. And now, here comes the shot. It's deflected up into the netting. The shot came in from Adio. 17:04 to play in the third period, live from Newark, Delaware, on the campus of the University of Delaware. They have a football game tomorrow, but the hockey players will not be there. They'll be in Piscataway to take on the Scarlet Knights in the return fixture. Face-off, won by Delaware, behind the net. Breakout pass finds Rabinowitz. Rabinowitz crosses the blue line, drops it back, but a Scarlet Knight was there waiting for it instead of a Blue Hen, and they'll take it into the neutral zone. They dump it in. We have a player who lost a helmet. It's Karapi. He looks like he's a bit upset that the helmet came off. Perhaps he's a little bit hurt. He's in front of the Delaware bench now, readjusting it. He gets it back on, and we'll be ready to play. Face off. We'll see where they put it. Troiano seems to know, and he does. He's facing the near side circle. Gennad, Fitz, and Crenshaw scoring line one out there for the Scarlet Knights. Felice and Azroff are the defensemen. They'll go, let's see, against Zucker. Zucker wins the draw quickly and easily. Hawk is behind the net. Gennad comes up with it. He skates behind it. He's got Zucker on him. Gennad spins around, tries to find his man Crenshaw. The shot comes in, goes wide to the left. Felice meets it to keep it in the zone. Fitch in the corner. Finds Gennad behind the net. He lets it go past him into the corner. Far side. Gennad with a good play. He chips it up. And it's lost there. Delaware now on the far side. Centering pass. It's deflected. Shoved into the corner by Marcillo, where Patterson fights for it against Azroff. Azroff wins that fight. Across the red line. Across the blue line. Still Azroff at the circle. Centers it. And it's deflected wide. Into the left side point. Fitch sends it in. He's got Gennad. Gennad fights for it half boards. Back out to Fitch. But Delaware has it now. Zucker fighting against Fitch. Zucker takes the wrister. It's blocked in front. Rebound comes out. Shot comes in. It goes wide. It was deflected. And not much on it from DeFerris. Kept in the zone by Zucker. His pass for the captain. Redgate is broken up. Redgate taps it behind the goal. Into the corner now. Stickle has it. Zucker now has it. Zucker with a nice move. Zucker into the slot. Deflected into the corner. 15:20 to play. Fitch deflects it all the way down. Icing is going to be waved off by the linesman, and Delaware will get it. Rutgers touches up to make the change. Still 4-2 Delaware in the third period. They play around with it a little bit too much in the back, and the forecheck comes up with the puck for Rutgers. Stops. Yasenchuk. Delaware does a good job of defending him. They've got 3-4 men on him now. Yasenchuk still can't come up with it. Here comes Redgate. John Redgate makes a nice move. His stick gets caught up. No penalty called. It was the stick that got caught. Here's Holoko. Holoko takes the shot. It's low in on Troiano. He makes the save. Rebound goes wide. Behind the net. Mullen just sends it around. Here's Holoko. Winds up the shot from the boards. It goes wide to the Troiano's right. Into the near side corner. Near side half boards. Sent high into the sky. All the way over Richard's head. It doesn't make it to the red line, so Richard has to play it. It's touched up there by Parfit. and into the zone it's sent for Rutgers to make a change. Freeman, met by 2 Scarlet Knights, trying desperately to cut into this lead for Delaware. It's 4-2 with 14 minutes to play in regulation. Delaware racing up the middle. Here's Niski. Niski loses the puck there. It's checked away from him. Here's Freeman. Freeman, right side point. Winds up the shot. It's blocked in front there by Bolander. He took that one hard, and he is limping to the bench. He'll be changed. What a block there off his ankle. And we have 13 minutes and change to play here in the third period. That puck sent all the way down to Troiano, who steers it into the corner with his stick. 2 players fight for it there. Delaware comes out with it. Here's Zucker. Zucker skating in, takes the shot. It's blocked in front. Never makes it to the goal. I'm sorry, that was Zingarelli on the shot. Rutgers sends it in. It's Cascone. Fires it up ice. Finds Mullen. Mullen touches it into the zone. Chipped back out by the defense. Far side. Red line, now blue line. Here's Zingarelli. The shot goes over the bar and to the right. Cascone comes up with a rebound in the neutral zone, skates into his own zone, and Delaware just sends it all the way down. Less than 13 minutes to play. It's touched aside. Here's Mullen. Mullen with a shot from the near side. Circle, and it's gloved. It was going well wide of the net, but Marcillo wanted the stoppage in play. 12:44 to play in regulation, and the Hens have a 4-2 lead on Rutgers. Delaware's ranked 13th in the country, according to the latest rankings. Rutgers also has a ranking. They're 21st in the nation. They had a big win, a 2-0 win over Colorado State, who is also ranked in the top 25. That's their signature win on the year. They started their season with a road trip out in Colorado. They first went to Boulder to face the Buffaloes, and then went to Colorado State. Delaware has control in their own zone. Now at the neutral zone, and they gain the Rutgers zone. This is Leskanik. Leskanik with Richard playing defense on him. Richard has control now. He skates around the zone net, all the way on the far side. Still has control. This is Crenshaw he passes it to. And now Richard back to him in the far corner. Tries to center it. It's broken up by Karapi. Gnad was the intended recipient. And here's Hawk. Hawk behind his own goal. Gets the pass out to Rabinowitz. Rabinowitz is checked there. Gets it back to Hawk. Hawk with a long pass up to the far side. In on goal here. The shot comes in from Redgate, the captain. It's blocked and into the slot, and a diving play by Gnad takes a shot away from Michael Redgate. It's sent all the way down. And then all the way back down into this side. Rutgers zone. This is Delaware with control. Michael Redgate. The shot comes out in front. Good shot. Tap down. But Zucker played it with a high stick to tap him to himself to get that second shot away. Marcillo made the original save. It was a great pass from John Redgate in the corner to Michael Redgate in behind the goal. He found Zucker at the circle. The original shot was stopped by Marcillo. The rebound went over his helmet, and that's when Zucker played it with a high stick to tap it to his backhand. So the faceoff will come outside the zone. It's won by Delaware, who sends it in with 11:23 to play in regulation. They still have the 2-goal lead. Richard plays to Yasenchuk. Yasenchuk on the near side, half boards. He can't get out of the zone. Michael Redgate with a steal. Redgate finds Zucker, and now it's down John Redgate. His pass for Zucker is intercepted. John Redgate shoves Holoko off the puck. Redgate still has it. This is Michael Redgate. Michael Redgate in the corner. Passes back out to the point for Zidansek. The shot comes in. It's blocked in front. And now Rutgers has the rebound. Going up the right side into the Delaware zone at the Delaware circle. The shot blocked in front. Delaware now has control after Zidansek made a nice check behind the net. Breakout pass to John Redgate. Redgate on the left-handed stick. Takes it into the slot. Tries to get through 3 Scarlet Knights just to buy time for the Delaware change. And now Rutgers tries to chip it out of the zone. Redgate's there, and now Hawk's there. Hawk at the circle, the shot deflected up and over the bar. It was a sliding Privitera who got it off his ankle and into the netting behind the goal. 10:24 to play in regulation. Delaware holding on to this 2-goal lead. It was Zucker who took the lead in the third period, and then Leskanek gave them the insurance goal. Face-off won by Delaware. Hawk at the point. Niski lets it go into the corner. It wraps around. Felice behind the goal. He sends it back into the near side corner where Niski's there. Niski tries to center it. It's intercepted there by Privatera. Then Rivera. And now Delandro. Delandro chips it in. Pass to Faris. Into the corner. DeFaris finally comes up with it. And the centering pass comes out to Rutgers. Into the point. The shot. Rister is blockered aside by Troiano. High. And then into the corner. Back into the far side corner. Redgate has it. Redgate. This is now Freeman. Freeman at the blue line. Gets it out of the zone, but is met there by a couple of Scarlet Knights. And now Delandro leaves it for Felice. Back to Delandro. Delandro behind the net, now into the corner. He is marshaled by a couple of Blue Hens. He comes out of it. He takes the shot. It's saved by Troiano. The rebound is loose, and they score! 9:28 to play, and Rutgers brings it to within 1. Delandro had the original shot. The rebound was loose. It was passed through the crease. And the Rutgers Scarlet Knights cut the lead in half. We will see to whom they give the goal. 9:28 to play. For the whole game. The referees are talking things over here. It looks like there's some question either as to who scored or whether the goal should count. It looked to be a good goal here. Now he's bringing the Delaware captain over to speak, or at least the assistant. It's Zingarelli who's in conference with the official. The goal's given on the scoreboard. And now a couple of players are involved in this discussion with the head official, Brett Wallen. Wallen says the faceoff will come at center ice. Zingarelli wanted an explanation. He's now forwarding that explanation to the Delaware coaching staff. And there's some animated discussion between him and Giantono. Anyway, 4-3 is the score as we enter the last 10 minutes of the third period. Rutgers wins the draw. It's inside their own zone. The pass for Gannad goes over his stick, and Mullen intercepts it behind him. Mullen now into the far corner. Zingarelli tries to center. It's back to Mullen. Mullen shoots, and it's at the feet of Marcillo. Players are fighting for it. There's a scrum in front of the net. Marcillo desperately tries to keep it out, and it looks like he is successful. 9:02 left to play as we get the Tony Hawk soundtrack here at the Fred Rust Ice Arena. We're still waiting for the news of the goal scorer. Delaware 4, Rutgers 3. Face off to the right of Marcillo. Zingarelli kicked out again. It was Zucker who was kicked out earlier. Delaware wins the draw. The shot comes in wide to the left of the goal. Behind the net, Holoko tries to clear it, but there is Cascone. Cascone backhands it back to Zingarelli. Zingarelli there in the far corner. Backhands it to Lamberton. Lamberton back out to the point. Back to Lamberton. Lets it go. Here's Mullen. Mullen turns. Holoko tries to keep the puck there away from him and does so. Hit in the back hard and is Yazenschok. And now at the near side circle. Great move and a great save from Troiano. The rebound's loose and Rutgers scores to tie the game. Players are fighting here on the near side circle. Tempers flaring everywhere. But what can't change is the goal. Rutgers scores to tie it at 4. It's Parfit on the goal. He's the one who raced up the left side, took the original shot. The rebound popped up in the air after Troiano made the original save, and he's the one who poked the shot home. Again, the officials are talking things over. Wallen wants to bring over captains for another discussion. There was a fight afterwards, and at least one player's going to the box. Right now it's Lamberton for the Blue Hens, who sits in the penalty box. Also, there will be a penalty, a 2-minute minor, most likely for roughing. And that is given to Jasenschak. So it looks like there are 5 Delaware skaters on the ice. There are only 4 for Rutgers right now. And the 5th one, Zucker, is skating to the bench. So we'll have 4-on-4 hockey in a tie game, 4-4, after the tying goal from Parfit. 8:17 to play in regulation. And Rutgers has erased a 2-goal Delaware lead. Delaware wins the draw. This is Redgate on the far side. John Redgate with his left-handed stick. Stops, and into the corner, now behind the goal, into the near side corner. He wraps all the way around the goal, and he finds his man at the slot. Hawk with a shot is saved. And into the far corner. Niski sends it. Niski sends it into the near side corner now, and picked up by the Rutgers captain, Felice. Felice gives it to Fitch. Fitch over to the far side for Gennad. Gennad hit there by DeForest in the far corner. Fitch fights for it with DeForest. DeForest wins the fight, and Hawk picks it up behind the goal. Back to DeForest. DeForest now lifts the pass to Hawk, who carries it up the right side across the Rutgers blue line. He stops. He finds his man in the slot. Skates all the way here. Niski into the near corner. Redgate back to Niski. They're giving the goal to Holoko, assisted by Parfit. So Holoko is the goal scorer who ties the game. Still 4-on-4 hockey here for the next minute and 24 seconds. As John Redgate skates around, his shot gloved by Marcillo, and with 6:54 to play, he stops it. 1:17 left on the power plays, or on the penalties, I should say. It's still 4-on-4 even strength hockey, as Delaware sends out Zucker to take this face-off against Delandro. Zucker wins the draw. It's back here. The winds up the shot, and a glove save from Marcillo, low from Zidansik. Zidansik with 2 penalties earlier today. Rutgers was able to cash in on one of those. That gave them their 1-goal advantage in the first period. Face off to Marcillo's left, his glove side. Zucker wins the draw. Zucker fires it in front. Mullen can't come up with that shot. And then Rutgers lost it at their own blue line. 6:40 to play in regulation. Still 4-4 between Delaware and Rutgers. Richard passes it into the neutral zone. The Blue Hens intercept there, and Rutgers intercept their pass. Now on the far side. Entering the zone is Delandro. Delandro behind the goal. He skates around, still has control in the near corner. He dumps it in, and Delaware picks it up there. It's kept in the zone by Stickle. His pass intercepted by Zidansik. Good move from Niski. His shot is blockered aside, and we'll get a stoppage with just over 6 minutes to go.
739-067. That's 739-067. That's the winning number. Go to the club table.
24 seconds to go on the penalties to Lamberton and the Rutgers man Jasenschak. Face off, won by Delaware. It's held up there by Felice, and a couple of players are vying for possession there. Delaware emerges with it. Freeman, but he loses it out. Back out to the point, fired in intentionally wide to Marcello's right. Rutgers picks it up there. Fitch lost control at the blue line. Fitch finally gets it back, passes it up to Gnad. Gnad gains the zone, makes his man miss, centers it, shot, great save from Troiano, and the rebound goes up and gets settled into the netting on top of the goal. Gnad set that up beautifully. And Troiano got just enough with the glove. It was high to the right high corner. 5:18 to play in the third period here at Fred Rust Ice Arena. Face-off to Troiano's right, won by Rutgers, sent intentionally wide by Holoko. Holoko chases it down in the corner. Holoko will get it back in the corner, fighting Zidansik. Poked away there, centering pass, and now back out for Siegel. Siegel shoots from the point. It's blocked at the circle, and now Zucker. Zucker finds Michael Redgate. Redgate stops at the blue line. It's kept in the zone. It's not offside. Zucker at the near side corner. Michael Redgate passes it back out, kept in the zone by Zidansik. He shoots, but it's fired in and blocked before it makes it to the goal. Picked up there by Parfit. Sends it into the corner. He's met by a couple of Delaware defensemen, and now Delaware has control in that corner. Zucker sends it out of the zone. Bolander fires it in from behind the blue line. It's patted away off the chest of Troiano, and now Michael Redgate carries it ahead. Redgate across the Rutgers blue line, centers the pass, shot comes in, it's off the blocker of Marcello, and the man who had skated into the slot was John Redgate, couldn't stop in time, hits Marcello, and knocks the net off its moorings. 4:15 to play in the third period. Delaware 4, Rutgers 4. Delaware skating from left to right here as we look at the Fred Rust ice surface from the press box. Delaware wins the draw. Mullen, one-timer. The shot comes in from Zingarelli. It's wide to the right. Hawk into the corner. Hawk hit by Rivera. Sends it into Mullen behind the goal. Privitera fights for it with him there. Mullen has it, but it's picked up here by Stickle. Stickle into the corner, trying to clear the zone. He finally does, off Rivera. Delaware has control now. This is DeFaris, gains the zone, leaves it for his defenseman. DeFaris can't come up with it there, and Rutgers will skate out of the zone with it. Pass intercepted by Hawk. DeFaris now. DeFaris leaves it here on the near side for Lamberton. Lamberton poke checked away from him, and now on the near side of the neutral zone. It comes back in. Delaware was offside. They can't touch it. Stickle has a free play, passes it back out, and then Rutgers is offside. And furious is Rivera, who was the man who was caught offside on the near side. 3:24 is on the Fred Rust board, left in the third period. 4-4. The Blue Hens had a 4-2 lead, but 2 goals in the third period, the last of which the game-tying goal came in from Holoko after his teammate. The shot comes in and gloved aside by Marcello. It goes over the bar afterward. It came in from Cascone. Les Canick at neutral ice. And now Fitch. Fitch at the red line. Chips it over a Delaware defenseman. Crenshaw couldn't come up with it in the slot, and it goes into the corner. He follows it there. And now Fitch fights for it. And now Gnad. Gnad and a couple of Delaware players, including Zidansik and Rabinowitz, are in the corner. Crenshaw's there as well. They hold it up with 2:39 to play in regulation. Felice fires the shot. The wrister from the point. It's blocked off a Delaware skate. Makes its way to the far side corner. Winds up the shot. Troiano makes the save and hangs on to it. It was Azroff with a shot from the point on the far side. 2:28 to go in regulation. We were talking about the game-tying goal from Holoko. It was Parfit who made that happen with his length of the ice run up the left side. Face-off won by Rutgers. Steered aside for the shot from the point by Troiano, and then the rebound kick to the corner. Delaware comes up with it there. Back out here for Bolander. Bolander can't keep it in the zone, and Delaware now breaks out. Mazzella with a shot, gloved on the high side by Marcillo. He covers up. 2:10 left to go in regulation. The shots had been well in Delaware's favor leading up to this period, 30-11, but something tells me that Rutgers may have the better of play here. They have 2 goals to Delaware's none in this period. Delaware wins the draw. Niski take it in on goal, and it's shoved into the far side, kept in the zone. Niski in the corner, whiffed on the centering pass there from Freeman. And now Siegel. Siegel tries to clear the zone. Mazzella stops him from doing that. Freeman can't keep it in after Holoko chipped it up out of the zone. And now Hawk passes it in. This is Mazzella in the slot. Back out. The shot comes in, deflected over the bar from Niski. Bolander with 1:30 to go in regulation behind the net. Bolander carries it up across the blue line. He still has control. Chips it in on the backhand. It's sent into Troiano, who forehands it into the near side half boards. Big hit by Hawk here on the near side. Privatera slow to get up. Delaware has it. Privatera tries to keep it in the zone. Good move there in the middle of the ice by Niski. 1:11 to play. Still 4-4. Delaware looking for the winner in the corner. Michael Redgate, the shot! Score! No, it didn't. It goes over the bar and into the netting. Oh, John Redgate thought he had scored. He raised his hands and then saw it go over the bar, and the hands raised went to his helmet in disbelief. 1:04 to play. They could, yeah. Delaware wins the draw on the far circle. Toe drag move. Shots deflected from Zucker. Last minute of play in regulation. Still 4-4. Tied up. Rutgers in the near side corner. Stickle gloves it down. Tries to backhand it out of the zone. He does so. Past Zucker into Zidansk's hands. And then Rutgers has control on their own blue line. They send it into Troiano, who takes no chances and covers up. There are 38 seconds left to play. Both teams still have their timeouts. And on the far side circle to Troiano's left, inside Delaware zone, this faceoff will come. Scoring line 1 for Rutgers out there. It's Gannad against Zucker in the faceoff circle. And we will have a faceoff here. Timeout. Timeout called by Rutgers. And so it is Bernstein who wants to talk things over with his crew. 38 seconds to play in regulation. We're still tied at 4. We'll have a period of overtime after this if no one can score in the next minute, or I'm sorry, half a minute. How we got here. Rutgers took the early lead. Delaware equalized with Zucker's goal. And then Rutgers had the power play goal to go ahead 2-1. Delaware tied it before the first period was over with Mullins' power play goal. And then Delaware scored 2 in the second. Rutgers answered with 2 of their own here. Face-off, won by Rutgers. The shot comes in, it's deflected wide, never troubles Troiano. Into the left side corner. Rutgers has it there. Holoko tries to drop it. He does so. Gannad has it now behind the goal. Gannad looking for a centering pass. He gets it back out to the point. Siegel shoots. It's blocked in front. Delaware has an odd man rush if they hurry. 17 seconds to go. Redgate has to stop at the blue line. Redgate passes, shoots, and the save made by Marcillo on Zidansk from the point. 11 seconds to play in the third period. Still 4-4. And the face-off will come to the left of Marcillo. Near side circle, Zucker against Gannad. Gennad wins the draw. Felice takes it behind his own net. 7 seconds to play. Tries to just waste some time. He sends it out of the zone. The shot comes in from the neutral zone. It's blocked in front by Bolander, and we'll go to overtime. 4-4 at the end of regulation. Here at the Fred Rust Ice Arena, Delaware and Rutgers. Delaware's 2-goal advantage was erased in the third period, and we'll have to go to overtime to decide here on Ustream Delaware's coverage of Delaware hockey. Delaware goes to Rhode Island next week. Rutgers will host Stony Brook next week, but before we get there, we have 5 minutes of overtime to play here at the Fred Rust Ice Arena. Welcome back to Newark. Michael Augsberger for Ustream Delaware's coverage of Delaware hockey. Tomorrow, they'll be in Piscataway to play the back end of this 2-game series. And right now we have 3-on-3 hockey. 4-on-4 hockey to determine a winner with 5 minutes on the board in overtime. Gennad against Zucker, and Gennad wins the draw. Rutgers at the red line. A lot of open ice here with the 4-on-4. Fitch with a pass into Gennad, who was racing it on goal. Gennad tips it behind the net, and now back out to the point. Siegel shoots, and it's blocked in front. At the blue line, Rutgers has to wait to touch up. Now Gennad has it on his left-handed stick, tries to center. It's blocked by DeFaris. Gennad has it now at the circle. Gennad tries the toe drag. It's blocked in front before he can do anything with it. Delaware with a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Delaware, Niski with a shot. Pad save by Marcillo. And now the other way. And we have a penalty coming up. Tripping is the call. As Rutgers was racing the other way with it, they're stopped in their tracks. Tripping is the call. We'll see who goes to the box. Delaware had a chance to win it. It was Niski with a shot. He took a low wrister from the left circle into the far low corner, but Marcillo was up to the task with a great pad save on the end of his skate. 4:18 to play in overtime between the Blue Hens and the Scarlet Knights. It's Richard who goes to the box for tripping. So Delaware will have a 4-on-3 power play for 2 minutes. That will take them deep into this overtime period. For Delaware, Zucker will take the draw. Zingarelli's on his right. Hawk is at the point, and John Redgate is in the slot for the Scarlet Knights. Bolander's out there, as well as Siegel, who's covering Zingarelli, and taking the draw is Holoko. Holoko is kicked out, and so Bolander will have to take it. Zingarelli has control after Zucker wins the draw. Zingarelli at the point, has so much time, passes over to Hawk. Hawk back to Zingarelli at the point. Zingarelli thinks about it, passes to Redgate, who has to skate it to his stick, and he's harassed there by Siegel. Gets past him though, and Zingarelli has it. Zingarelli with a shot. It goes in. No goal. No goal. Zingarelli put it in off the skate of Marcillo, who either kept it out or allowed it to go in only after Zingarelli interfered with him. Either way, referee Wallen was emphatic that it would not be a goal. 3:55 to play. Gennad taking the draw against Zucker. Zucker wins it. Back to Hawk at the point. Hawk thinking about it. He's skating in at the circle. Thinks about taking the shot. Passes instead to Zingarelli. Zingarelli in the slot. Takes the wrister. It's blocked. And sprawling to the ice is Gennad. He's still hurt. Struggling to get to his feet. Here's Hawk. Hawk takes it at the circle. Passes down in front to Redgate. Redgate right in front of the goal. Back out. One-timer shot off the post! Deflected off the post! Hawk wound up from the circle. It was deflected. And off the near side post. And back out into the grateful arms of Marcillo with 3:24 to play. And then tempers rose in front of the goal as Marcillo covered up. 3:24 and 1:07 left to go in the Richard penalty for tripping. Delaware still on the 4-on-3, and Marsillo's helmet came off. He'll take a moment to collect himself. Also shaken up is Bolander, who's skating to the bench. Gnad blocked one of those shots. He was slow to get up, and he's off the ice. Bolander stays on the ice. Zucker will take the face-off here against Holoko. Zucker wins the draw again. Zingarelli can't get past Holoko, though, and he clears the zone. He'll race Hoke for it. Hoke comes up with it. Zingarelli now in the corner. Zingarelli will take it up for the Blue Hens. 3:10 to play in overtime. Across the red line, across the blue line. Zingarelli stops at the circle. Will skate back out to the point. Redgate now near side circle. Stops. Back to Zingarelli. Zingarelli winds up. Shoots. It goes wide. High bounce off the backboards. Hawk comes up with it. Centering pass here at the point for Zucker. Back to Redgate. And now Zucker into the far side. Zucker winds up. Doesn't get anything on the shot. It bounces to Redgate. The shot deflected wide. And now back behind the goal. 20 seconds left in the power play. Rutgers killing off time with Holoko. Now Zucker comes out with it. Zucker is met there by Siegel. Siegel in the boards, and he rips it all the way down the ice. That should do it for the power play, but Troiano sends it very quickly. Rutgers was trying to change. Redgate now. Redgate drags it into the backhand. Save made by Marsillo. It's sent all the way down. Troiano has to play it. 2 minutes to go in overtime. Still 4-4. Fitch keeps it in the Delaware zone. And then finally it's chipped out of the zone by the Delaware defense. Asroff has it in his own near side corner. Tries to find Yasenchuk, who couldn't get a piece of it, and will have an icing call. The faceoff comes all the way back down. And Rutgers has already taken their timeout, so they won't be able to stop anything. 1:54 to play in overtime. Mullen will take the draw for Delaware. He wins it at the near side circle. Zidansik kicks it in. His centering pass is tipped wide by Mullen. 1:44 to play. Mullen now. Mullen back out to the point. They swing it all the way around to Zidansik, who takes the shot. It's deflected wide by Marsillo. Niski now. He loses out to Fitch. Fitch now here on the left side. He takes it out of his zone across the red line. Fitch across the blue line. Tries to gain the zone, runs into two Blue Hens, who send it out of the zone. It's kept in the neutral zone by Crenshaw with 1:20 to play. Dumps it into the far corner. Rutgers makes a quick change, and Delaware has control there in the far corner. Long pass for Mullen. It was bouncing. It goes off his skate up into the air for Richards to glove down, and then Delaware takes it into the zone. Niski now. Niski loses control. His pass is intercepted now by Crenshaw. Crenshaw with a left-handed shot. Pad save from Troiano. Rebound picked up by Delaware. Here's DeFaris to Niski. Niski back to DeFaris. It's too far for him. Goes through the crease and into the corner. Last minute of play. 45 seconds to go. Kept in the zone. Shot comes in. It goes wide. Centering pass by DeFaris. Rebound there. And covering up on Niski's attempt on the rebound stuff is Marsillo. 35 seconds to play in overtime. The faceoff will come to the left side of Marsillo's goal. Zucker wins the draw. Hawk has it. Hawk with 32 to play. Into the corner. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Langlois. Hawk wins the race to it. He finds his man, Redgate. Redgate, the captain, into the slot. Drops it back for Hawk, but it's intercepted. 15 seconds to go. On the near side, Langlois. And now Delandro in the corner. 7 seconds to go. Bolander keeps it in the zone on the far side. He sends it in. Troiano makes the pad save, and that will do it.
65 minutes, and we don't have a winner. We're going for a shootout.
After 65 minutes of play, the Blue Hens and the Scarlet Knights skate to a 4-4 draw. For the ACHA, that's all that matters. A point apiece. and they will have a shootout to determine a winner here. Sorry, what's that? Back at the Fred Rust Ice Arena at the University of Delaware. After overtime, the Blue Hens and the Scarlet Knights are still tied at 4. Delaware had a 4-on-3 power play in the middle of that period and could not come up with a winner. We have a shootout to determine the winner here. Here comes Delandro. Delandro on Troiano with a forehand shot. Save made by Troiano. It was a bit too centric from Delandro, who didn't come up with the right angle and sent it right into the middle of the body of Troiano. Against Marcillo, here's Lamberton for Delaware. Lamberton takes it with the left-handed stick. He skates in, and his shot saved by Marcillo. Took the forehand shot, tried to go on the left side of the goal, and steered aside. 1 shot apiece so far, no one scored. Here's Fitch for the Scarlet Knights. Fitch skating in slowly, now picking up speed. He shoots! Glove save by Troiano. It wasn't high enough. It was a good height for him in the middle of the goal. And he got a piece. 2 shots for Rutgers, no goals. Delaware's second shot coming up. They haven't scored yet. Here's Freeman. Freeman against Marcillo. Freeman, the right-hander, in the slot. He shoots! Gloved and held onto by Marcillo. Again, similar to the previous shot. Not high enough. Pretty much at exactly the height that the keeper wants it at.
Now shooting for Rutgers, number 15.
Parfit will shoot for Rutgers. He's a left-hander. He comes in on Troiano. Here's Parfit. Parfit deeks and doesn't even come up with a shot. He loses control of the puck.
Now shooting for Delaware, number 39,
Vinny Zingarelli will shoot for Delaware now. The left-hander picks it up at center ice, across the blue line slowly, and now on the backhand still. He shoots and he hits the crossbar. Close to the corner of the crossbar and the post. He beat Marcillo, but it wasn't to be. Rutgers sends Mishenko. We haven't seen much of him tonight. Mishenko, the righty, across the blue line on Troiano. Mishenko goes to the backhand, and Troiano makes the save. Makes the save on the left side of the goal, inside between his blocker and his number on the front of the jersey. The captain of Delaware, the 4th shooter, will try to win the game for the Blue Hens. The lefty comes in. He takes the shot. He scores! He goes to the backhand, fake the forehand, and scores on the backhand. Redgate wins it for the Blue Hens. Overtime was not enough. 3 shots of the shootout was not enough. And on the 4th, sudden death shot, John Redgate, the Delaware captain, wins the game for the Blue Hens. And after some rest tonight, both teams will head to Piscataway for the return fixture tomorrow at 3 o'clock. The rivalry proves to be every bit as sumptuous as we had hoped it would be. Rutgers falls to 3-4 as the teams shake hands at center ice. Delaware is now 8-1. We'll be there tomorrow on Ustream Delaware's coverage of Delaware hockey for the 3 o'clock puck drop in Piscataway at the Pro Skate Arena for Rutgers against Delaware. We hope you'll join us then. We're glad you joined us here tonight on Greek night at the University of Delaware. Once again, the final score, Delaware 5, Rutgers 4. I'm Michael Augsberger. Thanks for joining us here, and we'll see you tomorrow.